Hi, I'm Nico, if we haven't practiced together yet. Today we'll be doing some spinal twists. So let's start on our back. Legs can be however you want them to be. Maybe out long like Shavasana. I like to kind of have them set up for a bridge pose. But I just want to start with some big, deep breaths. And as you breathe, I want you to imagine that your breath is moving all the way through your spine. So when you're laying down, exhale all of your air out. As you inhale, I want you to visualize pulling air from the top of your head through the crown all the way down your spine to your tailbone. And then as you exhale, visualize that breath going up your spine and back out through the crown of your head. Inhale, it goes through your head, down your spine to the tailbone. And then exhale, it goes all the way back up and out. Let's take a few more just like that. Inhale, it goes down the spine. Exhale, it goes back up. Big inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Let's set up for a bridge pose. You might find Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose if you're ready for that, or keep breathing however feels best for you. For bridge pose, we'll set our feet hip-width distance underneath the knees. Reach your hands towards the heels and then press into the feet to lift your hips up towards the sky. Find the strength in the glutes and the lower back. Imagine you're pressing your tailbone towards your calves to lengthen through the lower back. Press into your left foot and then bring your right knee into the chest. Press your right foot up towards the sky. Straighten the right leg and keep your hips lifted as you exhale. Drop your right foot down to the ground. Tap the heel. We'll do two more. Inhale, lift the right foot. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time we lower the hips down to the ground. Bring your left knee into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then we'll find our first gentle twist. Drop your left knee over towards the right side body. Open up through your arms. Bring out your arms to a cactus or a T. Let gravity do the work here. Bring your left knee up through center. Plant the left foot on the ground. Bring your right foot to meet it, and then we'll switch out sides, moving into your bridge pose. Press into the feet. Lift your hips up towards the sky. This time we'll press into the right foot. Bring your left knee into your chest, and then press your left foot up towards the sky. Keep reaching through the left toes, and then as you exhale, drop your left heel down to the ground. Two more. Inhale, lift the left foot, and exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale and exhale. This time we lower the hips down. Keep that left foot straight out in front of you. Bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Next, exhale, drop your right knee over towards the left side body. Open up through the arms. Bring your right knee back up through center. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then feeling all those back muscles, let's start to rock and roll the length of the spine. Kind of feeling the massage through the entire back as you roll backwards and forwards. Eventually we'll find ourselves in a boat pose. So on your tailbone, knees are in front of you. You might plant the feet if you're not quite ready to have them uplifted, but we'll take some core twists. So bring the hands to the heart center. And then as you exhale, we'll tap our fingers over towards the right and then to the left. Keep twisting for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up through center. Maybe you straighten the legs. And then we're going to try to find Malasana frog squat. So bring the feet wide. You may use the hands, you might not have to press into the feet and then lift the hips up into your Malasana. The front of the mat, hands come to heart center. Press your elbows into your knees. One big inhale here. And then exhale, find ragdoll pose. Let your heart space melt. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. Bend the knees, shake out the head. Let all of the tension release through the spine, through the top of the head. Bend the knees even deeper, and then one vertebrae at a time, feeling each vertebrae as we move up. Finding Tadasana, mountain pose, shrug out the shoulders. And then we'll inhale, find upward salute, reach the hands up overhead, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, sink it into chair pose, sit the tailbone down towards the earth, lift through the heart. Inhale where you are. And then as you exhale, we'll twist to the right. So left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Make sure your knees are still square towards the earth. Sink a little bit lower. Next, inhale, press into the feet, come up onto the balls of the feet, staying in that twist. Keep the hips square, use your core to twist a little deeper. Challenging the balance, maybe you bring your right hand down, reaching your left hand up towards the sky. And then we'll exhale. Cartwheel that left hand down, right hand reaches up towards the sky as you twist to the right, but in a forward fold. Getting into that right IT band. And then easy twist. Plant down into the right foot. Keep the thoracic twist. Keep reaching your right hand up towards the sky. Simply bring your left foot to the back of the mat as you bend into the right knee. You might move that left hand a little bit. Bring your right hand to the back of your head. Inhale to lift up through the right elbow, and then exhale, tap your right elbow towards the right ankle. We'll do 2 more just like that. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, tap. Last one, inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach your right hand all the way up towards the sky. Find side plank, bring your right foot to meet the left at the back of the mat. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Maybe you float that right foot for a little extra challenge. Find your high plank. Bring your right hand down to meet the left. And then we'll find some simple twists here through the hips, or just through the ankles rather. So inhale here. And then as you exhale, we'll drop the heels over to the right so the hips move, but the shoulders don't. Inhale, bring the heels to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Let's do 1 more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Either knees up or knees down. Let's lower all the way down to the mat. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale through your cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, cobra, lift. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, cobra. And let it go. Press into your hands, tuck your toes all the way back to child's, hips to heels. Knees might be wide or right underneath your heart space as you reach the hands forward. Take a second to try to really lengthen through the spine, reaching your tailbone back. Walk your fingertips a little bit farther forward. Next, inhale, find tabletop. Bring your shoulders on top of the wrists. Ground down into your left hand, and then inhale, reach your right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Drop your right shoulder down to the ground. Press into the left hand to lift that left shoulder up towards the sky. Press back into your left hand. Inhale, reach your right hand high. And then we'll come back into a little heart opener. So sit your hips towards your heels, drop your right hand back behind you, left hand reaches up towards the sky. Press your hips up to the sky, reach your left fingertips away from the left hip to stretch through the left side body. Drop the hips all the way down. Cartwheel both hands back underneath the shoulders for tabletop. As you inhale, find cow pose, drop the belly, lift the heart, tuck your toes, and then exhale, downward facing dog, roll the hips up and back. Same thing here, a little bit of a twist to get into the side bodies. We'll inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, drop your heels over to the right. Reach your left hip away from the left wrist, stretching through the left side body. We'll do that the other side. Inhale, bring the heels through center, and then exhale, drop them over towards the left. Reach right hip away from right wrist. Inhale, bring your heels up through center. Exhale, let them melt down towards the earth. Inhale, find your high plank. Roll the heart space forward. You might need to walk the hands underneath the shoulders, finding your high plank position, find the core. And then one little toe at a time, we'll walk the feet up to the hands, refinding ragdoll pose at the front of the mat. Bend the knees, shake out the head. One vertebra at a time, we roll all the way up to Skandasana, mountain pose. Inhale to reach the hands up overhead, upward salute. Exhale, chair pose, sink the hips low. Sit down into the feet, sink into the knees, lift the heart, tuck your pelvis, give your lower back some space. Next, exhale, twist to the left, so swoop your left hand back behind you, keep your hips and your knees square towards the front. Exhale, sink a little deeper into the knees. And then as you inhale, we're going to straighten the legs, come onto the balls of the feet, keep the twist. Again, keep the hips square, use your core to find the twist. If you want a little balance challenge, we'll reach the right hand up, left hand drops. Stay on your toes. And then we'll find that twisted fold. So drop the heels, drop your right hand, reach your left hand up towards the sky. Easy twist. Keep everything where it is except for your right foot. Bring it to the back of the mat as you bend into the left knee. Reach your left fingertips up towards the sky, and then bring them to the back of your head. Inhale to lift that elbow up towards the sky, and then exhale, tap left elbow down towards left ankle. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Side plank, bring your left foot back to meet the right. Find your high plank, drop your left hand underneath the left shoulder. Knees up or knees down, we lower all the way down to the mat. This time, flip to the tops of the feet. Bring your hands to the back of your head. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale to lift the heart space. Taking a little twist here, exhale, tap your right elbow down to the mat by twisting your upper spine. Exhale, bring it through center. Keep the heart lifted. Exhale, tap left elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, tap right. Inhale. Exhale, tap left. Inhale. Stay here or reach your hands back towards the heels. Maybe you lift the feet for locust. We're here for 4, 3, 2. As you exhale on 1, tuck your toes, plant your hands, child's pose. Press your hips towards your heels. Next, inhale, tabletop, bring your shoulders on top of the wrists. Press down into your right hand. Inhale, reach your left hand up towards the sky. Exhale to thread the needle, swoop your left hand underneath, planting your left shoulder and left ear, and then press into your right hand to lift your right shoulder up towards the sky. Press into your right hand, inhale, reach your left hand up towards the sky, and then we'll find that kind of back bend. Press your hips towards your heels, drop your left hand behind, reach your right hand up towards the sky, and then lift your hips if that feels okay in the lower back. Reach your right fingertips away from the right knee. Drop your hips down. Cartwheel both hands underneath your shoulders, finding your tabletop. Press into your hands and into your left knee, and then we'll bring the right knee up towards the sky. Take a couple big hip circles one direction, right knee towards the shoulder, and then all the way around. And then switch it out, take a couple big hip circles the other way. Eventually, we'll cross the right knee behind the left, finding a cross-legged tabletop. Tuck your toes, and then we'll find cross-legged downward facing dog. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Press into your left hand. Let your right hand lift as you open your hips up towards the right. Finding wild thing, press your hips up towards the sky. If your left knee is bent, let's try to kick it straight out in front. And then roll onto the ball of the left foot, lifting your right knee. Finding easy twist, bring your right foot to the front of the mat, inside the left hand. Keep your right hand reaching up towards the sky. Yeah. Ground down into the feet. Let your right hand pull your shoulders on top of the hips. If you lost me somewhere in there, find me in a twisted crescent. So right foot is at the front of the mat, left foot's at the back, and then twist to the right. Sink into the hips. Reach fingertips away from each other. If it feels okay, we'll take it into a reverse, dropping your right hand, reaching your left hand up towards the sky. Sink into that right knee. Next inhale, star pose. Open it up towards the left side of the mat. Lift the hands up overhead. Shake out the hips if you need. When you're ready, Skandasana into the left knee. Sink your hips towards your left heel, hands to heart. Lift up through the heart space, lengthen through your spine. You can use your hands if you need, but we'll sit the hips down to the earth. Drop your left knee in towards the right knee, and then we'll take a nice hamstring stretch. So walk the hands forward down towards the right foot. Let your heart space melt over the right knee. Start to walk your hands back up. Coming to sit on your sit bones. We'll release this left leg. Left ankle will cross on top of the right knee. Right foot stays kicked out in front of you. You might scoot yourself onto your mat if you're off of it. And then we'll take our twist, our half Lord of Fishes. So twist to the left, right elbow will hook on top of the left knee. Lengthen through the spine to get deeper into the twist. And then we'll come back where we came from. So undo the twist. Lift the left foot, bring it to the left side of the hip. Setting back up into Skandasana in the left knee. You might use the hands on the earth to lift the hips up. Look towards your right foot, nice and slow. Warrior two, sink into your right knee. Open up through the arms, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, sink lower into the right knee. Inhale to reach the right hand up and back, reverse your warrior, lengthen through the right side body. And then as you exhale, find your half moon. Launch into your right foot. Maybe right hand comes down to the mat or a block, and then lift your left foot up. Expanding in all four directions, left foot reaches behind you. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky along with the heart space. Drop your left hand back down. Square the hips, finding grounded airplane, moving into revolved half moon. Left hand might stay on the ground or a block as you reach your right hand up towards the sky. Coming all the way back to where we came from, find your easy twist. Keep your right fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Drop your left toes. Moving all the way into wild thing. Come onto the outside of the left foot. Lift your right foot. It swings back behind you. Press your hips up towards the sky. Into your wild thing. If your left foot and left leg is straight out in front of you, let's bend it to meet the right. And then we'll return to our cross-legged downward facing dog, dropping the right hand as we square the hips to the mat. Drop the knees all the way back down to the earth for our cross-legged tabletop, and then sink your hips back towards your heels, finding cross-legged child's pose, or all the way back to the ground in between the heels for Gomukhasana, left knee stacked on top of the right. If you're in your child's pose, stay there. If you're in your Gomukhasana, we're going to take it a little deeper, twisting to the left. I like to hook my right forearm outside the left knee, lengthen through the spine as you find the twist. Gentle release, bring it through center. Coming out the same way we came in, find the knees, plant the hands. As you untuck the right knee from behind the left, we'll just find a tabletop position, planting it back down. And then we switch out direction. So press into the hands, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Take a couple big hip rotations, one direction towards the shoulder round, and then a couple big hip rotations other way. Eventually crossing your left knee behind the right knee for a cross-legged tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath the feet and then lift your hips up, cross-legged downward facing dog. Moving into wild thing, press into the right hand. Let your hips open up to the left as you lift the left hand. Press your hips up towards the sky as you open up through the heart space. Moving into our easy twist, lengthen through that right foot so that your right leg is straight. And then we'll start to lift the left foot up off of the mat, bringing the left foot forward. Easy twist. It plants next to the right hand. Ground down into the feet for a moment, and then slowly let your left hand pull you up, twisted crescent. Again, if you lost me somewhere in there, just find left foot at the front of the mat, right foot at the back, and then find the twist. Reaching through the fingertips, sink into the knees. Maybe taking it into reverse, left hand goes down, right hand goes high. And then open it up, star pose to the right side of the mat. Shake out the hips if you need. When you're ready, Skandasana, sink into the right knee, hips to the right heel. Lengthen through the spine. And you can always find kind of a half squat right here, or you can sink all the way down. Breathing into that right hip for 3, 2. Maybe you use the hands, maybe you don't, as you sit the hips down and drop your right knee in towards the left knee. Flex your left toes, lift up through the heart space, and then start to walk your hands forward, finding that left hamstring stretch. Let the heart space melt. Walk your hands up, sink into the hips. We'll move this right ankle, cross it on top of the left knee. For half Florida fishes, reach your right hand back behind you, cross your left elbow on top of the right knee for that deep twist, lengthening through the spine as you find it. Let go of the twist. Let go of this right foot, uncross it, and we're going to find our Skandasana again. So really open up through the hips. Plant your right foot outside of that right hip. Maybe use your hands, maybe you don't, to lift the hips back into Skandasana. Look towards your left foot and then open it up. Find your warrior two. Open up through the fingertips. Sink into your left knee. Maybe you sit a little lower. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach the left hand up and back. Half moon. When you're ready, launch onto this left foot. Left hand will come to the ground or a block as you lift the right leg up. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. We slowly move into revolved half moon. Drop the right hand, square the hips. Keep the right hand down on earth or block as you reach the left hand up overhead. And then we sink it into our easy twist. Bend into the left knee, plant the right foot back down. And we come back where we came from, taking it full circle. Press into the right hand, lift your left foot. Find your wild thing, bringing that left foot all the way back around. Press your hips up towards the sky. It might make this easier if you bend the right knee and plant the right foot so both feet are planted next to each other. To our cross-legged downward facing, drop your left hand down, lift your hips up towards the sky. Gently lower the knees to the earth for a cross-legged tabletop. And then again, option one, cross-legged child's pose, or sink it all the way back into your Gomukhasana with the hip bones in between the heels. If you have a block, you might bring a block underneath the seat. To take this into the twist, we'll twist to the right, using your left forearm on your right knee to sink into it. Come back through center. Okay, this time again, we're kind of taking this full circle, coming back where we came from. Instead of walking onto the knees, we'll uncross them and find our boat pose. Coming back into our core, we'll bring the hands together. And then we'll tap. We'll twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up through center. Maybe you straighten the legs for a moment. And then we plant the feet. Maybe you scoot yourself forward a little bit as you lift the hips towards the sky, reverse tabletop. And then we lower all the way down to the mat. Drop the hips. Drop the heart space. This time, let's find eagle supine twist. So bring your right knee on top of the left like eagle. I like to scoot my hips to the right a little bit, and then we'll drop the knees over to the left. Excuse if you can hear Alu's panting. Let's switch it out. Bring the knees through center. Plant your feet. Bridge pose. Lift your hips up towards the sky. And we switch sides. Lower the hips. Cross your left knee on top of the right knee. And then hips go to the left as you drop your knees over to the right. Release, bring your knees through center. Bring both into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And then find Shavasana. Open up through the legs and the arms. Scoot the shoulders underneath the heart space. Taking one last big breath to kind of ground down into Shavasana. Take a big inhale through the nose to fill. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. If you have the gift of time today and you can hang out here a little longer, please do. Always encouraged. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.